And hello once again, my name is artsy Lupus, and today I'm just going to be talking about a bit of, how to do some research. Now, before we get into it, if you appreciate this channel and the videos that I make, and I made a whole bunch of them, you can support me if you so desire by checking out things like Patreon or my books. So, let's move on to how to do research. We'll talk about that other stuff later. Okay, so, how to do research. This is, let me first just say, a bit of a primer, is that I'm talking from my own personal experience and how I did my own research, and so I will be speaking a lot from a humanities perspective. I did my master's degree in literary theory, which is very sort of philosophical and social science and all that jazz, So I'm not really talking about, maths and physics and how to do those kinds of research. So this is more of a social science type research. Okay, so the first thing to sort of just say is that obviously the most obvious thing is figure out your topic. What are you gonna do research or what are you gonna research? Like that should be a very obvious thing, right? You need to determine what you're gonna research, and then you need to develop your research question. So what are you actually trying to answer with this research? Because obviously research isn't just for the sake of research. Research is generally because you want to do something with it, right? So when we're talking about academic research, we're talking about doing research so that you can write an essay, write a dissertation, write a thesis, something like that. So you need to determine why. Why am I studying this thing? Why am I doing research into this particular thing? Why? What is the point of it? Okay, then you begin your preliminary research. Now, I would sort of say this is your testing the waters. What do you want to do? When you're committing to something like a master's or a doctoral thesis, something like that, you don't want to just jump straight into it. You want to actually think about what it is. So preliminary research, I would say check out things like online informal sources and like Wikipedia. Now, Wikipedia is not a good place for actual academic research, but it's good for giving you overviews, right? It's a place where you can sort of see, oh, I want to study insert whatever. I want to study that thing. So pop over to Wikipedia, read what is said about it, because also Wikipedia can point you in the right direction of, say, major thinkers in that particular area, and then you can follow up from there, right? And then also online informal sources, YouTube videos, stuff like that, blogs. But remember that there is a lack of quality control on the internet. Anybody can post to the internet. Anybody, okay? So that's why it varies wildly in how reliable it is, how true it is, just all of those sorts of things. Keep that. I just hiccuped. Keep that in mind. Alright. So, remember that. The internet is not infallible. Alright. Once you've sort of done that, done your preliminary research, you've decided, this is what I want to study, then refine your topic. Before, you might have said, I want to do something in this area, okay? But that is very broad. Let's say something you were like, I'll use myself as an example because this is easiest, right? I wanted to do something in animal studies. Animal studies is a sort of subset. I've made a whole bunch of videos actually about various animal studies stuff, but animal studies is a very, very broad thing. So I started looking into it, and then I was like, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to analyze something. So basically, I did a lot of research. I learned a lot of things. And then I sort of was like, oh, this is the specific thing that I want to analyze. And so I focused in on that. And in that thing were certain things that I could focus on. So in my case, I decided to analyze a manga called Beastars. And I was like, I'm going to analyze the depiction of things like meat and gender and power in Beastars. So I decided to laser in on that, to really focus on that, which is where I then went, and I got my MA in that. So you see, you then refine, and now that you know what you actually want to do, you start your proper research. This is your proper academic research. Now, I make a bit of a distinction between primary, secondary, and tertiary research. Different colleges, and when I say colleges, I don't mean like different, like universities. I mean different colleges within universities. So like, a college will be like you get the Humanities college, you get the agricultural college, you'll get the engineering college, those kind of things. Different colleges and also different departments have different ways that they approach this particular topic. But this is the way that I personally conceptualize it. Now, I'm talking to someone who did sociology And they had no distinction in their mind between what I would call secondary and tertiary research. But I am making this triadic distinction between 3 different types because I think that it is beneficial for conceptualizing things. So, your primary research, in my opinion, is when you are actually doing the primary collection of information or the reading. So, say in my case, the primary research was literally reading Beastars, reading the manga, multiple times, taking extensive notes. So if you're going to be analyzing a text, right, like that, analyzing a novel, analyzing something, the primary piece of research is the thing. That's the primary reading. You need to go into it over and over and over and over again, deep, deep, deep. Or it could be the collection of information, which is also primary. So say if you're doing sociology, you need to actually go and maybe, if you'd say doing questionnaires, stuff like that, you need to actually go and collect that information. However you happen to do that. Right, that is the primary part of your research. Then secondary is basically academic journals and books which are about the primary thing. So, in my case, when it came to Beastars, I looked up academic articles. There really weren't any, but like I say, academic articles and actually also YouTube videos and online blog posts and stuff which were discussing Beastars. So basically, secondary is stuff that's about primary. Right? So, if you also say something like sociology, right? I want to figure out, I don't know, how do people like ice cream? There we go, very, very simple thing. Do people like ice cream? My primary research would be doing questionnaires or interviews or something with people about whether they like ice cream. Secondary research would be looking into how other people have done similar studies. Who else has looked into whether people like ice cream? And the correlations and causations between people and ice cream, right? That would be your secondary because it's about the primary. And then tertiary is basically other information in the field which is not directly related to the primary topic. So let's say in my Beastars thing, right? Primary was actually reading Beastars. Secondary was looking for articles and such that was about Beastars. And the tertiary was reading things that I would be using as my theoretical basis for analyzing it. So, because say I looked at meat and power relations and what have you, primary, read Beastars. Secondary, read stuff about Beastars. Tertiary, read stuff about power and gender and meat. Because those are my topics I'm going to be exploring, so I'm going to be using that information in my own reading. So you see, you take both. And also, one of the reasons that you want to look at how other people have interrogated things is because, like, why do you want to do secondary research? And it's because you don't want to just be doing what other people have done. You don't want to be doing the same, like, research that already exists. You want to be doing your own research. Because research that already exists, People, it's not interesting to do something that's already been done in terms of academia. So you want to be looking at, even if it's looking at it from a new angle or a different kind of compiling, but you don't want to just do what other people have done. Do not rewrite somebody else's thesis. There's no point. There's no point in doing that. Now, obviously, at the undergraduate level, you do this all the time because essays are not actually for true research. This is more in terms of postgraduate thinking, but it's important to think in that sense if you're going to go into something more postgraduate. Because yes, you're being marked on it, but like postgraduate stuff gets actually published, right? It is something that is original. It is something that is actually trying to do something different. And in the end, you have to analyze and compile all this information you have, all your primary, secondary, and tertiary research. You need to compile it. You need to look at it. You need to analyze it. You need to be able to discuss it. And that is it can be a lot of information, which is why I personally find it very, very helpful to actually, like all of the notes I took, I did not write anything down by hand. I had everything digital. I typed out all of my notes, which was much easier for cross-referencing because I could use the search function, right? I could go into Microsoft Word and I could just do a search function when I was looking for different things. So I basically, for my MA dissertation, I had over I had over 200 sources in the dissertation, but I had over 300 sources that I had read. So I had over 300 sources which I used to write the dissertation, which going through 300 different articles and books can be difficult, and it can be a slog. So that's why it's easier to have it in a very organized way, so that it's more, it's easier to actually use it. And the last thing, remember to correctly reference things. Now, the reason I also put this here is because I met someone, lovely person, but she didn't actually do the actual references until afterwards, and then she had to find the information again. Like, basically, she wrote the dissertation, she had, this person said this, like, using, as you're supposed to do referencing, except that she didn't actually write down where the page numbers were, which meant that she had to now go and reread the research books. She had to go and reread the books and the articles to find the specific page numbers and everything, which wastes so much time. So correctly reference it from the beginning, compile it in an organized capacity, and it'll be a lot easier to actually do your research. So yeah, that is my brief little discussion about how to do research. I hope it's just a bit of a primer on how to do things. I'm also going to be doing a video, basically the next one after this, which is about next academic video after this, which is going to be about sort of long form academic sort of structure and stuff like that, which is especially, it's very, very postgraduate stuff. So yeah, so hopefully this was helpful, and if it was, and you're interested in supporting me, you can check out my Patreon, or you can buy some of my books. It's entirely up to you. Or if you also want to be helpful, you can like, comment, subscribe to this channel. All of those things help with the old algorithm nonsense. And yeah, that's about it. I hope that you have a great day, week, and month ahead, and enjoy your research.